The Earliest Egyptian Remains by Charles Francis Horne. Coffee Break Collection 22. Days Gone By. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Betty B. The Earliest Egyptian Remains. If we sweep aside the dust of the many accumulated ages, the earliest Egyptian writings that have come down to us are the bare names of kings carved on ancient tombs. Later on, we find these names inscribed on other monuments and accompanied by lists of kingly titles. Thus, for example, in the ancient copper mines of Sinai, the desert land wherein Moses and his followers in later ages wandered for 40 years, a land outside of Egypt altogether, there is an inscription carved on the rock, apparently as a record of empire, by King Snefru, the ruler who preceded Khufu, the builder of the Great Pyramid, 3000 B.C. This carving, like earlier similar ones on the rocky wall, shows an Egyptian pharaoh with upraised war club about to slay a crouching Arab of the desert. That is, Egypt holds warlike mastery over Sinai. King Snefru's picture, however, is the first to have a long added inscription. It reads, "King of Upper and Lower Egypt, favorite of the two goddesses, Lord of Truth, Golden Sun God, Snefru. Snefru, great God who has given power, stability, life, health, joy of heart forever, subduer of the barbarians." If such an inscription is too elementary to be called literature, we find a distinctly literary form soon afterward in the tomb biographies. High officials of the kingdom followed the lead of their rulers by building splendid tombs, and they painted on the inner chambers of these some record of the owner's proud career. The earliest such boastful biography yet discovered is that of Methen, the master of the hunt under King Snefru. Methen does not seem to have been a specially important man. He was methodical, busy, successful in a small way, but it is the very maddest vagary of chance that out of all the millions of early Egyptians he should be the one to have his little boast of success survive until now, and now through Egyptologists be preserved perchance until the end of time. So Methen's boastful record of his life, faded now and difficult to read, obscure of wording and interpretation, is given here as Egypt's earliest surviving life scene. Then comes the Palermo stone. This begins for us Egyptian history, as Methen begins biography. The Palermo stone is a broken fragment from a large tablet, which must have been set up somewhere as a sort of permanent historical record during the 5th Egyptian dynasty, 2750 B.C. The original stone contained a list of all the preceding kings, arranged in chronological order, and with brief notes of the chief events of each reign, sometimes of each year of each reign. The remaining fragment is unreadable in part and gives us only vague visions of large events, whose details the imagination must fill out as best it may. Of Egypt before the close of the 5th dynasty, we possess only such records as these, shadowy hints of life, pictures fascinating to pore over and meditate upon with their wistful evidence that human hearts yearned then for much the same things that they yearn for now. Mothers schemed for their sons, men prided themselves on building finer houses than their neighbors, foreign regions were harried and their people hacked and plundered without remorse, and then the conquerors returned in pleasant pride to dream amid their vines and fig trees. End of The Earliest Egyptian Remains.